Hey everybody, we're back for the second really short lecture about labor economics. Just wanted to introduce a concept that really helps you think about how firms make hiring decisions and get you a little bit deeper into that idea. So if you take a look up here, you should remember this. That MP stands for marginal product. We started talking about marginal product way back when we were just introducing the first idea of the costs of a firm, and we were talking about how productivity is measured. And if you remember, it's sort of shaped like this because there's this thing up here called diminishing marginal returns, right? This idea that eventually productivity is going to decrease as you hire more and more workers, right? Your first worker, productivity is going up, you're getting more efficient. Third worker, fourth worker, fifth worker, you start to see a decline, right? So that's an old concept that should sort of make sense to you as you see it. But if you multiply the marginal productivity of a worker times the actual price of the good that they're creating, let's say that you're creating a widget, or you're creating a t-shirt, or you're creating some type of tangible good. If you multiply the productivity of the worker times the price of the good, you get this other thing that's called marginal revenue product. And what this is the value that each additional worker is bringing. So you still have the workers on the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, but what's happening is this is the value that they're bringing in. And so it would be, again, their productivity per hour times the price of the good, and you come out with an amount that they're adding to revenue on a daily basis or a monthly basis or whatever time stamp you want to look on it. But what you notice is that the shape of the curves is exactly the same, and that should make sense to you, because if you're taking a curve and you're multiplying it by some sort of constant, let's say that the price of the good is $20 or $50 or $100, then that curve is going to look the exact same because you multiplied it by a constant, okay? So let's take that idea and let's add something into it to take it just a step further. So if we come over here, we have sort of an example. So let's say, for example, that that the wage for the workers in your industry was $90 a day. Let's say that it was car washes, okay? We might do something with a car wash problem later on. What you notice here is that the marginal revenue product is the value that each person is bringing in. And so you can see that the first worker is bringing in a lot more money than $90 a day. So of course you're going to hire that person. The second, third, and fourth workers are becoming even more efficient, and they're bringing in more car washes per day. And even though you're still facing diminished marginal returns, the fifth worker, the sixth worker, the seventh worker, here, here, and here, are not as efficient and not as productive as the first four workers, but they are still bringing in much more revenue than you're paying them on a daily basis. So you should definitely hire those workers. And how a firm decides when to stop is when the wage crosses the marginal revenue product. The wage is sometimes called MFC, or marginal factor cost, just the idea that the amount that you're paying for the next worker, the amount of value that next worker is bringing in. So you basically stop at this eighth worker, okay? And so the question is, would you ever hire that ninth worker? Let's look. The value that he's bringing in is significantly less than $90 a day, and you have to pay them $90 a day. So, as a business owner, you would not hire that worker, okay? So again, taking the idea of marginal product, adding in some labor economics, understanding how the wage fits in, and you have a sort of a broader picture of what's happening. Notice also that this is sort of shaped like a demand curve. The marginal revenue product curve could basically be stated as the demand for labor in that particular business or industry. And while in the society as a whole, we often see an increasing supply curve for labor, demand for labor, supply for labor. On an individual firm, often it's going to be a horizontal line. That's just the wage. That's what just the workers get paid. And so it's the supply curve, which is the wage. The supply curve can be a horizontal line there. So hope this is sort of, you have a couple of aha moments as you're looking at this. Okay, I get this, and we can explore it further as we go through the module.